Yeah, I think Ole Miss and LSU, it's going to be a great game this weekend. The question mark for me is Ole Miss defensively has it figured out enough. They're last or near the bottom of the SEC in sacks and interceptions. And last year, excuse me, last year what made them so good was, yes, offensively in Jackson Dart they were good. They had no running game. Defensively, they were historic. I mean, they set new records for tackles for loss and sacks with Walter Nolan and Jared Ivey and all them. This year, they're not doing that. They are getting quarterback pressure. So actually getting to Garrett Nussmeier and making it hard on him is pivotal this weekend. If they are able to do that, as they got close to a couple of times last week against Jake Retzlaff, and not facing the dual threat capability of those two guys, allowing Santerre and Perkins to be more down on the line and not spying the quarterback, could allow Ole Miss to get after the passer even more. And if they do, I think Ole Miss is going to win the game. I really do.
Yeah.
LSU is a good football team, but you're coming to Ole Miss. It's going to be a zoo. It's not a night game, which it should be. And Lane Kiffin's right. I think Ole Miss has really found an identity offensively with Trinidad Chambliss and their running capabilities. The run heaviest variation of Lane Kiffin's offense that you've seen yet in his 6 years, and it's working. I mean, that offensive line, which really struggled against Georgia State, always been a better run blocking group than pass blocking group, and that's played out. Diego Pounds last week was Offensive Player of the Week. They get new contributions from a very deep wide receiver core last week against Tulane. It was Deuce Alexander, the transfer from Wake Forest, who they think is an absolute superstar in the making. It could be just like a new Jordan Watkins to them. They love DeJon Striblin, who's coming on now. They love Harrison Wallace, who had a bad drop last week, but entered the week as number 3 in the SEC in receiving yards. They have a collection of talent to really surround Trinidad, and they're not just running offense around Trinidad, they're running it through him. And last week, again, goes over 300 yards passing, leads Ole Miss in rushing for the second straight week, goes over the century mark, 112 yards, averaged 7.8 yards per carry. I know it's Tulane, and LSU is going to be a better team, but I think LSU is gettable, and at home in a pick 'em. If Trinidad Chambliss continues to protect the ball, which he's done for the first 2 weeks, accounting for over 830 yards of offense, no turnovers, 5 touchdowns, I think Ole Miss beats LSU this weekend. But if you do turn the ball over, or if that defense hasn't really figured out stuff on the back end, or they can't generate that pressure, it's going to be hard, because you are facing the most, the best collection of personnel, the best roster you faced so far. So it's going to be a great game. But right now I'm thinking Ole Miss, only because in this world, man, I'm going to defer to the home team. And right now Trinidad Chambliss has done nothing to make you lose confidence in what Ole Miss can do, especially this weekend in a home game against a quality opponent in LSU.
No, Chambliss has been an absolute dog. I don't think, I made a video after the game Saturday and kind of just detailed how good he's been and obviously the position he got placed in and how well he's responded to the moment. This is his first real test. This is a top 20 defense in LSU coming into town.
Yep.
This will decide, in my opinion, what happens when Austin Simmons gets healthy. How Trinidad Chambliss plays against LSU, to me, will help Lane Kiffin decide what he's going to do when Austin Simmons gets healthy. There's no way in hell, if Trinidad Chambliss plays similarly the way he did Arkansas or Tulane against LSU, that you would not play this man the rest of the season. And he's proven in that Tulane game, some of the throws he was making, man, the placement, the touch on the ball, all the things that we were thinking Austin Simmons was going to do this year with his arm, Trinidad Chambliss showed, I may not have the same ceiling, but I can make these incredible throws to a stacked receiver group. I agree with you 100%. For me, Ole Miss's defense, this will also determine how good Garrett Nussmeier is, because Garrett Nussmeier should be able to pick apart this defense, right? Based on the hype coming into the season, he should have a great game against Ole Miss's defense. But we'll see. A year ago, the other thing is Ole Miss couldn't run the ball. Outside of Bentley's massive run, and then he didn't play for some reason. Still a mystery. That's not the same. That's not the same Ole Miss this year, right? With Lacey there, with Chambliss on the ground. I think Ole Miss has certain advantages versus last year, and I thought Jackson Dart had a bad game against LSU a year ago. He was not great through the air. He, I think, rushed for only 27 yards, threw a touchdown and an interception. He probably should have thrown a couple more interceptions. The balls just weren't consistent. They were overthrown, underthrown against LSU. Go back and watch the tape against LSU. It's not one of his best games. And that is a game Ole Miss should have won. I think Chambliss this year, once again, if he plays the way he's played the first 2 weeks, gives Ole Miss an advantage at the quarterback position that maybe they didn't even have a year ago. And that's a hot take because, Jackson Dart. But I'm trying to tell you, man, this team is way better positioned, in my opinion, offensively to beat this LSU team compared to a season ago.
Because they can control the tempo, they can control the game. The clock keeps running. You know, it limits possessions. The running component is just different with Trinidad Chambliss.
Your weapons are just more. You have more weapons. Like your Trey, you don't have an injured Trey Harris to have to worry about.
No.
Like you know, Daquan Wright is emerging as a one of the top tight ends in the SEC. Like you just have a ton of weapons. And once again, you got the run game this year that you didn't have a season ago.
You have the run component, and Luke Haas, the Arkansas transfer tight end, he's being worked back in. He got the most run he's gotten to date last week. He came in the first quarter, actually, so like he could be available to you. You do have weapons. Here's my whole thing about the Austin Simmons, Trinidad Chambliss thing. Austin Simmons isn't healthy.
Yeah.
He isn't healthy.
No
and
doubt.
until he is healthy, this isn't even a conversation to be had because Trinidad Chambliss has checked every box that you want him to check. And once Austin is healthy, and that's the beauty of Trinidad playing so well, you do not have to rush Austin Simmons back. This isn't like, oh, God, the season's on the line because our trigger man, our next level trigger man is down for the count. If we don't get him back sooner rather than later, this is all going to spiral out. This is why you went and got Trinidad Chambliss, not only to legitimately push Austin Simmons, who has not earned the deference that Jackson Dart did as a multi-year starter. They've not earned the deference that Matt Corral earned at Ole Miss yet. Like, he's started 2 games. 2 games. What are we talking about here? And like this is the very start of his career. This is year 1.
Yeah.
He was never going to perform. Like maybe there was some hope that he was going to be so good because he's draft eligible already, that a one and done, that kind of talent. Well, maybe like everybody else, he needs some time. And you know, like more than anything, get healthy so that you could put up a legitimate fight in practice. Because when you did put up a legitimate fight, you were the best quarterback. You were picked as the best quarterback.
And that's my thing that I have been very annoyed with Ole Miss fans on.
It's not a one or the other.
It's exactly.
Whatever benefits Ole Miss, it allows them to gives them the best opportunity to make the college football playoff. And right now, it's not even a debate. It's Trinidad Chambliss. Now, when Austin comes back, and if Trinidad turns the ball over 3 times, he's protected the ball.
Sure.
But like if he starts turning the ball over, or this, that, and the other happens, I mean, you don't think there's going to be equal calls for Austin to come back?
Sure.
My whole point is this is week to week. Right now, it's not a conversation to even have. Like, even if Trinidad goes and beats LSU this weekend, that's going to be hard to replace him. But, dude, if he turns around and craps the bed for the next 3 weeks, including at Oklahoma, which is going to be really tough for them, I mean, that's where the conversation changes.
No doubt.
Right now, like Austin Simmons, get healthy. That's it. Get healthy. You can get healthy. I know it's killing you. It's eating you up. You've been waiting for this opportunity. And I know your dad's probably mad as a hornet. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Get right. Because that's all that matters. Like, your career will not be defined by the first 5 weeks of your first starting season. There's a long way to go for you.
Right.
For right now, you have one job: to get back on your feet and to be at full go best you can, and be the Austin Simmons that won that job. Because right now you are not that, and Ole Miss has found an identity and formula with a quarterback that they didn't have in the spring. Pierce Clarkson was nothing, and now he's at UCLA and arrested. AJ Maddox, like Trinidad beat him out. Trinidad, I mean, he's been what Ole Miss signed him to be.
Yeah.
Because had Austin, they not addressed it after the spring, and Austin Simmons would have been dealing with this ankle, we're talking about an entirely different season.
Oh, yeah.
The complexion completely
Maddox
changes.
is hurt
You
too,
lose.
right? So,
well, he's good now, but like you lose to Arkansas, you probably lose another game, or without Austin Simmons, with the room that you had after the spring, is completely different. You have Trinidad. Let the man cook until he can't, and maybe he does take your job. But right now, he's just the quarterback for Ole Miss football.
Right.
Both
my issue with Ole
necessity
Miss fans is having to
execution.
Put down Simmons. That's what's gotten to me. I'm like, hold on a second. Coming into the season, he was our savior. He was the guy that was going to take us into the next level. And now that he threw a couple interceptions and he got hurt, there's a narrative now of like people like are trying to. It's almost like a Trinidad versus Austin situation. It's like no. No. Austin Simmons is still a very talented quarterback that you want to damn well make sure stays on your roster if you can keep him. Like, he's got a really high ceiling. It's not a one against the other. We got to stop that. I saw it on Twitter during game day of like people totally turning against Austin. Oh, we don't care if he transfers, all this. Guys,
that's ridiculous. That's
crazy
absurd.
stuff right there, man.
Leave it alone. Right now, Trinidad Chambliss ranks first in the SEC with 11.6 yards per pass attempt. That's something that really sticks out to me because he is not the arm talent of Austin Simmons, but right now, number 2 in passer rating as well in the SEC. He's completing over 60 or close to 68% of his passes. 719 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 195 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. You don't take that out of the game. Just get healthy. But he's not promised anything. Just like Austin Simmons isn't promised anything. The only thing anyone is promised is an opportunity to help Ole Miss football get to a college football playoff. And whoever can do that, that's who the guy will be. And right now, that's Trinidad Chambliss.
No doubt about that.